Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody to the third episode of our Technical Analysis 101 series. And today we're going to talk about using technical indicators. Now, before I move into the seminar proper, I just want to make sure that you guys understand that the way this was taught, as it was taught in a series, because the level of importance starts from the very first seminar that we did, and it jumps with a little less importance as you go on. However, it doesn't mean that just because it's less important, it means you can't use it. The whole idea is the whole impact of everything you will learn in these next few sessions used together is where the fullness of the importance of this will be. But if many of you guys are going to be gauging on which should I use first, you should learn trends first as a default, and then go into area patterns because it's temporary pauses in trends, and then you look at technical indicators, which we'll cover today, to give you a little bit more of some depth into the ability for you to be able to look at your analysis and confirm what your suspicions are going to be. All right, so as we come inside to review technical indicators, let's just go and try to make an assessment of what we did in the last webinar that we did, so we can put everything back into the top of our mind. So last time we talked about corrections and area patterns, and just as a summary, we decided to be able to point out to you that there were necessary periods where you would need to be able to scope out the trend lines, and sometimes you would see prices attempt to be able to jump up very, very, very quickly, and these usually leads up into periods of what we call an overbought condition. Now, an overbought condition is a market that's going up too fast too soon, and when a market hits that overbought condition, you'll probably see a hefty amount of profit taking coming in that would stop the advance and allow prices to be able to pull back. Now, last time we talked about two types of corrections. We said that you could have a correction made out of price. In other words, you will see a pullback in the price. Or sometimes you could see a correction made out in time, which would mean more of a sideways type of pattern, similar to what you see over here. And so these two types of patterns are what markets can either choose. Either one of the two, it doesn't really matter, because the whole objective over here is to get it out of the overbought condition, move prices back, or allow it to rewind itself so it can regain energy and allow it to cast itself along the trend. So we have here in our example several conditions that lead up to an overbought situation. And if you notice, during that overbought, it may not go down immediately, but you could see that there's quite a struggle in prices attempting to move on. And that's what happens in an overbought market. You're just giving everybody out there the ability to take that profit, and they will. And it's because of that that you see these pullbacks or reactions or consolidations over in time. Similarly, into a downtrend, we see now the opposite condition when prices are falling very, very quickly, leaving your downtrend line behind. And when you get these huge declines, you will now reach a point of exaggeration called an oversold market. And in an oversold market, you will see the opposite type. So in a downtrend, a correction is actually an upward correction as prices come out of that oversold nature, go back towards resistance, and it's here that you should be looking for an opportunity to sell the position. Again, as prices are cast down, it rallies again sideways, and then it falls back down to another oversold condition, and here you are again rallying into the next level of resistance. So the meaningful aspect of what we talked about last time is if you're entering a position, you want to wait for the correction to finish. That'll give you a good handle on things, and so that you don't get pushed wayward out of the trend condition. You'll be entering at a more convenient time where risks are relatively low and your upsides are maximized. Now, when we talked about area patterns, we said that area patterns are corrections over in time, and these corrections tend to wind up for a longer period. It could take weeks, could take months, some could even take years, but nowadays maybe not so long. But you will see patterns similar to what you get here, consolidations in price, And we have learned last time to be able to identify what they are, what are they called, their particular names involved, and how to watch the demand and supply equation to see if we can generate that feeling that this more likely will go up rather than go down. And by understanding the different types of area patterns, we were able to come around to be able to identify what is stronger, what is weaker, what would eventually create a breakout where prices would punch right through resistance and after the windup, or what would generally cause a breakdown condition, which is a crack of support after a windup like what you see over here. And we've even discussed even the measuring formula, which gives us the ability to look at all of this and understand what the range component will be. So not only can we tell you what a good area to buy will be, but if you were to break out, you would buy towards that breakout, and we can even assess how high the price can go in the minimum, or in a breakdown condition, how far it can go down. So this becomes very, very powerful as we attempt to be able to use our trends along with our area patterns and understanding what corrections are for, so that it can give us the ability to be quite nimble into a market, choose our timing more effectively so we can maximize the potential gains of our trading plans. All right, so with that, let's now step into today's topic.